super loud, I think.
All right. Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us. This is Catherine PhD. We're going live for our first edition of the Tenure Track show. So thank you so much for everyone for joining. We're going to have an interview with a PhD student, and then we're going to have a comedy show based on that. Anyone who's watching from YouTube, thank you so much. Like and subscribe on YouTube, but mostly enjoy the show, send your comments, do your ha-has and your laugh emojis and everything, the good vibes that you want to send through the stream. And if you have any questions for our guest that you want to ask, because she is a PhD in econ, so if you have any questions during the interview that come up or during the show, we'll bring her on at the end to like maybe ask, respond one of them if we have some time. So please comment, like, send your questions in. Yeah, and we can get started. Can I get all of the cast to join me, all of the captains to join me from wherever they are on the East Coast and on the West Coast? This is our cast for today.
We are representing, we have 3 people representing East Coast, I think, 4 people West Coast. There we go. Yeah. So we are all over this country.
We're all over the country. And now we're going to even expand internationally because we're welcoming Catherine Michaud-Leclerc.
Sorry, I'm going to interrupt that was 1 second because we're already international because you're from another country.
That's true. Thank you.
You're from France.
That's true. Eric also is international. Thank you for this interruption. That was very informative.
I think I needed to say it so that people, when they listen to our accents, they are not like, where are these people from? So let's just get that right away.
The accents are not part of the characters. They're just who we are.
Exactly.
Okay. Now that we have that out of the way, can we welcome to the digital stage Catherine Michaud-Leclerc, who is a PhD student at the University of Toronto in econ. Hi, Catherine. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
And yeah, so can you talk to us a little bit about what is your research about and what are you working on right now? What are you studying? And is there a specific paper that you want to talk about?
Yes, for sure. For sure. So my research is in economics of education and development economics. So what I'm very interested in is thinking about how public schools in developing countries are interacting with private schools. So what I'm doing right now is that I'm working on a data set from Pakistan, in rural Pakistan, where I'm interested in thinking about what happens when private schools opens in a village. So actually what we know is that in developing countries, there's been a quite important expansion of private schools, but we don't know so much what's happening to public schools that, you know, if, for example, kids from higher socioeconomic status are moving to those private schools, maybe public schools will be left with students who might be struggling more. So it might be more difficult for teachers to teach to those students, but maybe they're having less students, which might make it easier for those teachers to have smaller classrooms, and maybe they have students who are more similar from a lower background. So what I'm working on is trying to understand when there's a private school entering the schooling market, what's happening, how are parents reacting, and what's happening in public schools. And what I find so far is that, so we do find evidence that students from higher socioeconomic status are switching to private schools. But what's interesting is that there's also an important timing of the entry of the private schools. It's actually younger kids who are more likely to switch to those private schools. So if we are interested in thinking about what's going to happen to public schools, well, we see that enrollment drops, but mostly in lower grades. So in grade 1 and grade 2, not so much in grade 3, 4, and 5. And this might be because, well, once my kid is enrolled in school, there might be a higher cost for this to switch my kid to another school. So I'm trying to understand a little bit more the long-term dynamics that might be happening if we think that public schools landscape will change. It might take time because actually it takes time for parents to, mostly younger kids are going to be switching to private schools. So that's what I'm working on right now. I've also done field work.
Sorry, Catherine, just to get that first part, I have a couple of questions.
For
so,
sure.
So far, like what you're saying, you're studying like how like private schools, right? Going into these places, like from what you know already, from what you know so far, like what is the main reason, like why private schools are going to like these areas? Is it just like profiting?
Yes, exactly.
Is that, like number one rule, just money?
Yes, exactly. So those private schools are profit maximizers, which means that they're going to be charging fees to get to teach to, they're going to collect fees. One thing that is very interesting in the context that I study that is different from what we see in other countries is that those private schools are relatively affordable. And it's very interesting because what they do is that they're hiring young unmarried women who have very low labor market opportunities, and this allows them to they're paid about a fifth of what teachers in public schools are paid, and this allows them to charge a very low fee, which means that those private schools are affordable, which is not necessarily what we see in other countries or other contexts. So it's very interesting to think that switching to private schools might be affordable for even children from lower socioeconomic status.
But is it still better results for it? Like, is that why would people switch to private school?
Yes, indeed. So so with some of the professors that I'm working with, they do show that those private schools are effective and they're able to improve the learning of children, and they actually are better than public schools in terms of the learning that they can give to the students, even if those teachers are not paid as much than public school teachers.
Is there like a ballpark amount of 30% are in public school and 70% are in private, or?
So it's exactly the opposite. About 60 to 70% are in public schools, and 25, 30% are in private schools. So that's the fact.
Why do you pick Pakistan as a place for your research?
Yeah, so actually this was a topic I was always interested in thinking. I studied similar topics in the context of Brazil. And then there was this professor at my university that always inspired me so much. Her name is Natalie Bao. And so unfortunately she moved.
Wait, sorry, Sarah, why do you do this?
I just like cheering for Natalie Bao.
Oh, okay. All right, just checking.
Yes, so she left Toronto and she's now at UCLA, and she was looking for someone to work with her. And that's
West Coast thing.
The West Coast, yes, exactly. So and she was working on this data set, and I did some research assistantship work for her, and I was able to use the same data set, which is actually a very rich data set, which is a good feature. So that's why I studied Pakistan. Yeah.
One thing, you were gonna talk about field work. Do you want to talk about that quickly?
Absolutely. So I had the opportunity to do field work in Malawi. So Malawi is a landlocked country in southern part of Africa. And what we did is that we had this intervention where we gave access to Wikipedia to secondary school students. So we were in secondary schools, and we set up this nice digital library where students could come and just browse Wikipedia, read about anything they want to read about. They could study. And so it was a very fun intervention, and especially that it's quite relevant in a context where Malawi actually has a great network and there's a good internet connection, but schools don't have internet. And so what we were able to do is to provide this internet access to students, but also restricting to Wikipedia, which has a more educational component.
Catherine, what were the most like search things on Wikipedia? Do you know, or what were like the students like excited to find on Wikipedia?
Yes, that's a cool question. So actually, I know one of the most important, the most common page search was sexual intercourse. So
those two words, sexual intercourse, that's what they search on
the Wikipedia page.
My first guess was penis, so that makes sense.
But the second, I don't know which one was first or second, but the other one was Macbeth. It's a book they're reading in class by Shakespeare, and Yes, and it's great. Yeah, so they use about 20% of their browsing was related to their schoolwork. We find that it improved their English grades. So because those students, they were able to read about topics they're interested in. They're teenagers, so and so it improved also, especially for low achievers. So those students who are struggling before the intervention, they're the ones who really benefit from the intervention. It also improved their biology grades because, well, not it. There's some sex and biology can be related, but this is not necessarily. We separate those two topics, and yeah, we find that they were able. So biology is kind of, Wikipedia can serve as a good tool because a lot of the questions are asking for definitions, identifying the parts of a plant, and Wikipedia offers that for students. So that's why, and it was good. It didn't serve as a distraction. We don't find any negative effect on their other grades. Students also look for news. It was interesting because it was the intervention happened the same year as Zuma resigned and Mugabe died, and we see big peaks. Students were really interested and curious about local news, like news that relate to them. They were not so much interested in news happening in other countries that are far from them. So, and yeah, quite a bit of browsing on sex and sexuality topics. But it's good because, they might want to have information on safe sex, and that's a more possibly objective source of information on that. So yeah.
So give it up for safe sex.
Safe sex.
I think we have time for like one more. We have time for one more question.
Okay, one more question.
Yeah.
So, there's anyone has a question, or I have a question?
Go for it.
Okay, cool. There's one thing that you mentioned in your bio that was called the G seminars, and I'm very intrigued by that name. So can you talk about that quickly?
Absolutely. And sorry, there might be some background noise here, but yes, so the G seminars, those are the grad students in economics of education Zoom seminars. So this was a seminar inspired by, when the lockdown started, there were a lot of conferences that were canceled, and then a lot of virtual seminars that started. The thing for grad students is that it's quite hard for us to have opportunities to present, a lot of those presenting virtual conferences, inviting professors, well-known professors. So I was inspired by a education seminar that some faculty started, and I just tweeted, "Hey, grad students out there interested in education, do you want to do the same thing where we meet like shortly every week and we talk about our research in a very low stake environment where we can just like help each other and build a community?" So this has been super successful. We have we have almost 450 grad students from all over the world. Maybe some of them are watching right now. So hi to all the G's participants.
Amazing.
Yes. So it's been I think that was one of the main way for me to, communicate and continue doing stuff that I'm super interested in, learning about what other people are doing in their research. So that's been really great.
Awesome.
Yeah, I think we have a lot already. So thank you so much, Catherine.
You're welcome. Thank you so much.
Camera off, and we're gonna do a comedy show for you all.
Great. All the best.
Thank you.
Have you ever noticed that Macbeth is like fucking hot?
Yeah.
Like bubble, toil and trouble. I mean, read into that subtext. I mean, that's like I mean, what is WAP? If not that.
I am so excited to hear you three ladies say that to me, because I have been thinking that I'm alone, my legs shaking underneath my desk during these last couple readings. And
No. Sexuality isn't just for men anymore, babe. It's for everybody.
bubble like bubble butt.
Right. I'm so glad that you two are speaking out now, because I have been so like ventilating under my desk um while we were reading Macbeth, and
Yeah.
I feel wet, like.
And to be clear, Brianna, I think a lot of people did notice your sudden intense asthma attacks, but I had no idea that it was just that you were just as into Hamlet as me.
Yeah, I don't actually have asthma as a medical condition, but I'm really into Macbeth and breathing very loudly. It's just kind of a coping mechanism for me to not be like completely out there.
Can anyone else find it really, really sexy when he tries to kill Macduff?
Like, come on. Isn't the sword just a metaphor for the phallus? I mean, who are we kidding?
Oh my
Plunge
gosh.
it into me?
And like, don't get me started on when he pretends that he's suicidal so that he can trick Gertrude into thinking that he's crazy, so that she will tell his enemies that he's crazy, so that they won't suspect that he's secretly trying to take them over and regain the crown of his wrongfully murdered father. It's like, yeah, I do want you to eat my ass.
Choke me, daddy.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm pretty sure that's Hamlet.
Oh my god.
Ham.
Let
Ham let me inside, am I right?
Yeah, let me inside that ham.
there.
God.
So wait, we've been reading Macbeth in class.
Yeah. Yeah, not Hamlet.
Oh, I read the wrong play, but I was still turned on.
Speaking of which, I watched porn yesterday, and that shit is literate as fuck.
Oh my god. I'm so glad you said that, because I was watching porn and I was like, oh my god, I need to write an essay right now. It is so like inspiring.
Like the other day, I watched Two Girls, One Cup. Isn't the cup of shit just like an allegory for the patriarchy?
And scene. Hey, daughters. I call you to the living room because I gotta talk to you. And I know you're both twins, and you're both 13, and that's a beautiful age, and you're learning things, and you're discovering the
Stop.
wonders of what.
You know what you're gonna say.
I'm not trying to embarrass you, but I just I was cleaning your room, and I saw your laptop that was opened, and it was right there, and I saw the Wikipedia page. It's right there. I swear I wasn't trying to be like a dad trying to know your secrets, but it was just right there, Wikipedia.
Dad,
And
we don't have to do that. We can like not talk about it. We could do that too.
Yeah, we could just pretend.
no, okay, yeah, no, I get it. I don't. There's nothing to be ashamed of. It's totally perfectly fine to go to Wikipedia and do your search. I totally.
What exactly did you see?
What?
What exactly did you see from our search?
It was just Wikipedia.com. But I know I was your age. I was your age at one point. I also your mom and I also use Wikipedia when we were kids.
Yep, we were using Wikipedia.
We were using Wikipedia for sure.
Oh,
Definitely.
okay. Yeah, there's nothing to be ashamed. Back then.
Dad, you're so right. Like Lynn,
Yeah.
we are growing young women. We don't need to be ashamed of using Wikipedia.
Wikipedia. That's what you saw. So
That's
yep,
exactly
that's
what I
all
saw.
we did.
I mean, your mom. Let's go. Gonna be honest. Your mom and I also. Yeah, when Wikipedia it was still a thing. 13 years ago, and yeah, we use it a lot to explore the Kama Sutra and the different sex positions that
Oh.
And
What?
that's what we use. That's what I assume that you're also using the or other type of stuff. But again, it's perfectly normal. It's totally okay. That's also the only reason I would imagine you are using Wikipedia.
Is that the only thing you ever looked up on Wikipedia?
Yes.
Sex stuff?
Not sex stuff, just Kama Sutra positions. I wrote both words, Kama Sutra positions, on the search of Wikipedia.
Wait, Lynn, I feel like we should just tell them what we were doing so we can get out of this conversation. Like,
wait, what?
Like, Dad,
Yeah.
we were cheating on our papers, and we were copying from Wikipedia, and you caught us red-handed, and that's what we're guilty
Yeah,
of.
sorry. I mean, that literally we just looked up the biospheres so that we could name them correctly. That's it. So
A copy and paste shit job, and that was it, Dad. Nothing more.
Okay. Okay. Wow, you're using Wikipedia for something else. Oh, okay. I thought about it. I've never done it before. It's just Kama Sutra positions. But okay, then I guess this was a big misunderstanding. And like I said, please never go to my computer, my personal computer, and don't look at my search on Wikipedia. Please. Okay, just gonna call that.
We won't.
You're still searching these things 30 years later?
Oh, you never learn. You never stop learning.
And scene.
I know I'm in the 5th grade, but I really want to go to private school. I know it's too late, but I still want to do it. I changed my mind.
Honey, we have this very open household decision-making process, so we're so grateful that you're telling us what you want, but we're the ones paying for education, so really we're the ones who are going to have to choose on that.
Yeah, I mean, private school, what's next? Are you gonna, are we gonna take on the debt for you to go to college, to get an unpaid internship in California? I'm sorry. I mean, if you wanted to go to private school, I would be totally open for it if you just demonstrated a little bit more potential, quite honestly.
Well, I don't have much potential, and I know that. I'm very aware of that. But I just want to go. I think it would do me good to go to private school. And I know I'm in the 5th grade, so it's very late in the game. But I was just hoping we could talk about it.
Do you know when Albert Einstein discovered quantum mechanics? Yeah. It wasn't when he was 18. He was...
Who is that?
Well, maybe you would know that if you were listening to your education a little better instead of focusing on which type of school you want to be on.
Well, it's hard to focus now because there's no one left. There's only 2 people left in the public school with me.
We go to the private school, the 2 mothers and the daughter. I'm sorry, I look at the documents, but your daughter is on 5th grade. She's already on 5th grade.
Yeah.
I mean, the chances to enter a private school at this point, at 5th grade.
Some flowers bloom in the winter. It's, there's still hope. The other day, she didn't pick her nose for an entire hour. It was glorious.
I don't think that's something to be too proud of. That seems very normal. Just 1 hour without picking your nose, extremely normal for most people.
I guess what my wife was trying to say is that our daughter is a late bloomer and she needs more time than most people.
Okay.
So
I mean, if you name something else that she has done, I can probably try to make the exception. But again, the picking the nose is not a big thing. If there's something else very big that she has done, we can try it. What else do you have?
The snack cake. Ho-hos.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
can
Tell 'em.
disseminate every unique flavor within the ho-ho. And I think
I mean, you
of
just see
that as-
you just see the wrap, and then you just see what type of ho-ho is. Again, that's not impressive whatsoever. It's just a sight of an object, and then say what it is.
according to her, ho-hos have an aftertaste, you know, a mouth feel. It's
An oaky
different.
finish.
okay, she also did something else. She cut her hair and did not eat it.
She
Sorry, you said this person that is in 5th grade cut her own hair
Like, you know, she took
Okay.
like a little piece of it, like you know when you
and
take a
didn't
little,
eat it? You're saying
No.
this as is a normal thing for a 5th grade
Yeah.
to cut the hair and then eat the hair. It's
And-
not
and-
normal.
in all fairness to her, the last time she ate her hair, she did talk about, you know, its effervescence, dryness. She put it in one of those cups. So
Okay, I mean,
even when she does eat her hair, it's in a very
I see your
sophisticated
effort.
way.
I see your effort, and I see how much you really want to put this your daughter in a private school. And you know what? We're gonna make an exception. We got one of our best teachers here. He's very very young because that's what we need. He's not married, so that's a good thing for us. Because married, that's just more expensive. So yeah, we're gonna bring him in, and he's going to just assess your daughter.
Hey,
Hey, we both came.
hey, we.
Richard, I told you don't bring your girlfriend to the school ever again.
But I'm beautiful.
I know. I think, and sometimes people say that you are way too young to be a teacher at a private school. But I said, hey, this guy is not married, so you cannot bring your girlfriend to the school, please.
We're not getting married because if we do, then he'll be cheaper in price. So
If he's get married, if you get married, you're out of here.
Yeah. So.
Tell him what you see, honey. Just tell him.
Yeah, I'm the teacher. Okay. Just show me.
So are the teachers in charge of what students get into the private school? Like this one teacher?
No, he's just like he overalls like the admission stage.
But he's
Okay.
like a really big deal, though.
Yeah.
Also, you should
I'm
follow him
sure.
on TikTok. He's very young. He has like these really cool TikToks.
Listen, like our daughter might not be the best and brightest, but your school looks extremely weird. I'm just gonna say it.
Weird.
Yeah.
You know what?
I feel at home here if
Wow.
anyone cares what I think.
What?
I feel at home here if anyone cares what I think.
Then why don't you sleep here?
Whoa.
Don't say that to your kid cannot stay here.
I was just
Be against the
fun,
rules.
honey. I'm proud of you.
No, I think you can sleep here
She
What?
can sleep here too.
because we're the kind of school that takes any kind of student. And
Mhm.
yeah, I might bring my hot girlfriend to class, but
Don't do that again.
that doesn't matter because we provide the environment that every student needs.
For them
And-
to thrive and find their own hot girlfriends or boyfriends.
Metaphorically.
After all the hubbub about the nose picking.
Yeah, clearly the teacher and I have a different vision.
Yeah.
Oh wait, where did one of
My
the
wife had
mom-
to go to the bathroom. Oh, she's back.
That was extremely fast.
Yeah.
Hey, let's just try and do an example lesson and let's just see how your
Okay.
child responds, okay?
Seems
Yeah, can
pretty
we
good.
please get the parents and the staff to please just like sit down and let my boyfriend do this?
Let's just listen, okay? Let's just all listen, okay? So, here's a question for you. Getting railed in the ass. How does that relate to Macbeth?
Come on, honey, you can do it. You can do it.
I assume that both moms know the answer, right?
Oh, I'm not the one trying to go.
No. This is not a question for the parents. This is a question for Kara. What's her name again?
The daughter is Kara.
Fifth grade boy.
The daughter.
The daughter is
That's
Kara.
her name.
Kara
What's your
Popecki.
name again, grade
Kara
boy?
Popecki. Kara Popecki.
Kara.
That
My name is
that
Kara.
fifth grade boy named Kara.
Yeah.
And just to be clear, this is all about literature and metaphors, but just to you, what does that mean? What do you take out of Macbeth from when I say that?
Well, there was two warring families, and one of the son of one family and the daughter of another family, they fall in love and they defy the odds, and that's what that has to do with that. And, oh wait, and then there's a big duel and one of the friends dies. That's what that has to do with that.
I know I have no authority over this situation, but I think she's in.
You know what, Kara Popecki?
Yes.
You are in.
I'm in. Mom, did you hear that? I'm in.
That's great, honey. You know, back in my day, Macbeth had less to do with getting railed in the ass and more about a blowjob. But you know, that's just me.
Don't say that to your daughter.
And scene. Natalie!
I have had a week.
Natalie!
Stop doing that.
Oop, 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 oop. Natalie. Natalie. Oop, oop, oop. Natalie. Natalie.
Okay.
Natalie, what?
Maybe I'll do it.
Natalie.
Maybe I'll do it.
Excuse me. I'm here to see Professor Natalie Montgomery.
Natalie!
Natalie! We're the Professor Hype Squad. Just FYI. Yeah.
I'm the professor. I'm Natalie. It's nice to meet you.
Hi, Professor Natalie.
I'm the Professor Bouncer, and I'm gonna need to see some ID before you can come in.
ID.
Why are you?
ID.
Okay, sure. This seems. I just wanted to talk to you about my thesis.
No, ID first. You can talk about thesis later.
Okay. I have it right here.
Thank you.
Let me see that. Let me see that.
Yep.
Okay, great.
I mean, there's no line. There's no one else. It's just me. I just want to talk to Professor. Okay. Thank you.
It cleared.
You're good.
Okay. Wow.
I'm Professor Natalie.
Yeah, I heard you were a rock star in here, but this is a little bit more than when I thought.
I mean, sometimes it's too much. Like I said, I've had a crazy week. I'm a little tired, but these folks keep me going. They keep me strong. I love a good hype cruise.
Yeah, no, that seems pretty cool. Those seems like you had a big party here. There's some cans of soda on the floor and some books ripped apart.
That wasn't last night. That was the meeting before you. Get ready to get trashed.
Wow. So I just want to double check. You two are getting paid just to be hypes of this professor. Is that your full job?
No, they're not getting paid.
They're not getting paid. Okay.
Fair.
Okay.
We're doing this for exposure.
Yeah, it's good experience on the resume.
Yeah, no, I mean, of course, it just this professor. I've been trying to get an appointment for so long. It's been very hard. I know you were on tour last week, so
I was. I'm cool there, to be honest. But you said you had a question, so and I'm a people's people of the people. So can you kind of tell me what's going on, and then
yeah, no,
our next
absolutely. So
foray.
I got your sorry.
I was just talking to the girls, and then
Oh,
we can get through this and go to our next foray.
yeah, I think it's again. There's a lot of AC going on right now. Again, trying to hear you very well. Okay,
Keeping
well,
things chill. What?
so I just wanted to talk a little bit about the notes that you gave me to my paper, and they just I didn't.
Time's up. Time
What?
to go.
No, what do you mean? It's there's no one. There's no
Bow,
one
bow,
else.
bow, bow.
Go to our next foray.
Do I need to show you my ID again to leave this?
Oh, time's up, bro. We gotta go.
I'm not a bro. I'm just a student here. Okay, I guess. Well, we can talk about these notes another time.
Or not.
Oh, okay. Well, again, your reputation precedes you, so it's great. I'll send you an email. All right. Bye.
Here, take a glow stick on the way out.
A what? A glow stick? Yeah, I just saw that. Okay. I don't know what I'm gonna do with that, but that sounds good. Okay. Well, good afternoon.
And we cut to the three raise the roofers chatting with their good friend. Yeah, so I'm really glad that you three came over since we're all best friends from college. I guess I just have some like pretty intense news to share, which is that I just found out that I'm gonna be dead within the next 2 years.
2 more years! 2 more years!
Time is up, so you're gonna have to leave now.
Wait, are you my bouncer or are you death incarnate?
Either way, you can interpret it, man. We gotta go. Time's up.
Oh my God. Well, it was so great spending these precious last few moments with you, my friends, and I'll always love you.
We tag out everyone, and we see James at a park with his friend. Hey man, okay, so you were trying to explain to your friends what exactly?
I was trying to just like be honest with them about the fact that it looks like I'm gonna be dead within the next 2 years.
Yeah, I just like that sounds terrible, man. Is that a disease that you have, or what's the reason?
Yeah, I mean, I've been looking around on Wikipedia.
Oh
and
no, I know so many Kama Sutra positions, right? There's so many. It's like it never ends. It never ends.
Yeah, and so I just became obsessed. I just became obsessed with Kama Sutra positions since I went on to Wikipedia.
Of course, what else are you gonna do there?
Yeah, I mean, so I ended up accidentally wrapping my legs around my own neck in a way that fractured my spine, but in a way that was so minor that it's just slowly coming.
And then the doctor say this is gonna take 2 years until your spine completely breaks, and then you will die.
That's what the doctor said. Yes.
Damn, that sounds like a horrible. It's like a horrible waiting, man. I'm so sorry. But hey,
thank you so much. No, I appreciate that.
You try your Kama Sutra positions. I mean, if you're gonna die, it has to be with like trying your best and trying to learn as many Kama Sutra positions as you can.
Yeah,
I get it, man. It's tough.
And I just feel like now that I'm like in this position where I only have so long to live, I was really wondering if you, would maybe do me a favor and just
of course,
you do anything if you would just maybe enroll me in a private school.
Wait, I mean, you're not in 5th grade, right?
No, I'm a 30-year-old man.
Okay, well, I think it's too late, man.
Cut Eric and bring back Morgan and Kara. Wow, so that's the story of how you got into our school and really into Macbeth and sex and Kama Sutra, James?
Yeah, that pretty much covers the arc of it.
Wow. Well, I think like Macbeth is still like really hot, but I guess it's still like a bit less hot now. I know you're gonna die because of it. So yeah, that's
Should
a
we
double.
try to do a spell like the witches and try to give him immortality or something?
I mean,
Y-
that would be
Okay,
sexy.
yeah.
Here,
I
I
think
brought a
that could be
cauldron.
good. Yeah, if you don't mind.
I brought a cauldron.
Oh wow, you're so prepared, Kara. I just have my hands. That's what I used to fan myself.
Well, I'll start the spell. Double, double. Boil and trouble. Cauldron brew and cauldron bubble. Give James immortality and also fix that spine thing that he did to himself from a dumb Wikipedia mistake.
Tag out everyone and bring James to the private school. So wait, are you saying, I always thought you were a super young teacher on TikTok, and I'm glad that your girlfriend is not with you, but are you saying that you're actually like 500 years old, but you got a spell on you and that's why you look so young?
Yeah, well, there are a couple things
Oh,
that you
the
got
girlfriend
wrong there.
is here.
First of all, is my
Spell?
girlfriend is here. Yeah.
He's got a spell on
Um,
him, and he's got a spell on me.
Yeah. And second of all, no, I'm not 500 years old. I am 145 years old.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You don't look today
but
very.
Okay, well, again, you've been the best teacher here. You're being so fresh, so hip to all of the kids, and I just gotta. I just realized that the age doesn't matter. So thank you for all your support, and we're just gonna be opening a couple more private schools. So if you want to just keep doing your thing, if you want to keep your girlfriend, that's also fine.
You're going to be opening a couple more private schools?
Yeah, it's all about the money.
That's a show.
Woo!
Yay!
Thank you so much. Can we bring back all of the cast? Thank you, everybody. Can we?
You gotta finish a show with it's private school. It's just about the money.
Exactly. That's how you have to finish the show. Catherine, can you come back?
Yes, I'm coming.
Are you still here?
Yes, I am.
Hi. Well, thank you so much for all your stories. Hope we did really honor to the discipline of econ.
Yes, no, that was funny. I never thought like this fifth grade, I'm in fifth grade and I can't switch to private school. It made me really laugh. It was great.
If you had to give us a grade from an econ perspective, what would you give us?
So, econ they're very harsh. Like average, it's quite normal to have 60% average, even 50% average. So, but I would definitely give you above average. So like a good 70. Yeah.
And we learned so much about econ and private schools and public schools and Wikipedia. So thank you so much, Catherine.
Yeah,
thank you so much. Yeah, thank you so much for having me. This was really fun.
And thank you for the YouTube audience. I'm going to end the stream now.
Yes, and also we'll be back every month. We're coming back every month, so check out our social media and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're gonna keep bringing more grad students, do more interviews, learn more, and also laugh more because we need that. Why not? Thank you so much, everyone.
We need the facts and we need the laughter.
Yeah. Check your Wikipedia.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.